quickly move to our first talking points, the rise of the court of opinion. Now, traditionally, if investigations were conducted by institutions and verdicts delivered by courts. But today, social media often becomes the first place where allegations are discussed, analyzed, and judged. Many people now get breaking news from their timelines before they hear it from traditional media. But when everyone becomes a judge, a jury, and a commentator, what happens to due process? So, Doctor, our first question would be, how has social media effectively become the new courtroom in this digital age?
Thank you very much. Okay, so people are not patient enough to wait for due process to take its course. They want instant gratification. They want it now, and they go out there to air their views, to scream, and for people to pass judgments, to look into such situation and share their own input, even though it might not be professional. They want it instantly.
Yeah, because we've seen so many cases like this, on social media. During the past few weeks, we've had cases of, families bringing their issues online, marriages, bringing their problems online, and everybody's taking sides. Oh, I think she did a good job. I think the husband. I think most people now get their cases solved online. They come online and, and they say, oh, my husband did this and my husband did that, and you're expecting random people to give you the answers that you need. So why do you think people feel the need to do that in this age?
Okay, so going through professional or ethical practice takes a whole lot of time. Like I said earlier, people are not patient to do the needful. It also involves some certain cash, time, and going from place to place, certain expected bureaucracy to show expertise, to show ethical considerations. People don't have that patience. They want it now. They want instant gratification. They don't want to go through where they wait for months, probably years, and maybe nothing happening. And, they want it out as it hot. They want that immediate response. Yeah. And, of course, people are also out there to give their own by the way response to it, not having the full content, or full details of what it is. They just want to be heard. They want to make their own input. They also want to create a mark out there, yes. So they go out.
And I think this has something to, whenever I go on social media and I see a post, I think this happens for most of us. So the first place we go to is the comment section.
Sure.
We want to know, are these people thinking like me? Like how are they thinking? How are they reacting to this? Sometimes we already know the reaction that we're going to get in the comment section, but sometimes, we don't, and everybody's taking sides and saying, oh, we should do this or we should do that. But most times, I feel like these are just comments. Or do you think these opinions that people air, do you think they actually affect the outcome?
Sure. You hear things like, you're shaking the table, who is cutting the onions, I am actually here, I came to see or hear or read comments, I want to know. And some people don't talk, they just share emojis, and you actually know the standpoint, people actually people are not quick to go through due process. They want it now and now. This social media age is here and here, so they want it. They want to get the response before they leave their house, before they leave the comfort of their room. They can't wait. They can't wait again. They want it now and now.
Okay, for someone like me, I'm a very personal person, like a very private person, and I don't see myself like putting things that's supposed to be privately out there. But for people that do this, I'm usually very concerned when I see posts like that, because I'm like, this is very private stuff. Why do you feel the need to put it there. So as a psychologist, is there some kind of gratification that people get from posting stuff like this?
We're actually aware that some of these things are actually done for the clicks, for the likes, for the extra payment. You might not be aware of the extra motive behind it. Maybe they are trying to monetize their page. However, some people are not vocal, you know, they are introverts, but they talk more online. They feel that the online thing can max their physical presence. So that's where they get their energy. You don't get them talking one-on-one physically, but online they can say 1,001 words. Yeah, so it could be as a result of different reasons for different people, but we are actually also aware that some of these things are monetized. So yeah, they do that to increase whatever amounts or whatever likes, or, you know, just for clout, just for popularity. People can do a whole lot.
Okay. So we can, does this mean that we can say that it's social media has like helped expose wrongdoing, or?
Okay, it has helped to expose more information out there, not just wrongdoing, because what is actually wrong has good in it, and what is actually right too has the bad in it. So the information out there is a whole lot, depending on what you want to use it for, not wrongdoing in specific or in total.
Yeah, because I've seen, you know, people, this thing of social media coming to settle issues between people, it has made people to be very vocal, people to, you know, quickly bring out their cameras whenever they see something that's wrong. Because I think it was 2 days ago, I saw a video of a woman on a woman's page where she recorded a girl that was, you know, that had bruises on her eyes, and she was like, that girl was like an 18-year-old girl, and the girl was like trying to hide and cover, and, you know, she was with her husband, and he was like, oh, we need help, you need to call the authorities, this man has been beating his child, you know, we need to settle this. So I feel, I'm of the opinion that yes, there's some good it has created, even if at some point the girl didn't want the publicity, right? She was like, don't worry, I'll be okay, and everything. So in that case, like, do you think that has social media made more people to, you know, infringe on others' privacy, and is that sort of a good thing?
Oh, well, I would also always stick to confidentiality, you know, in every profession. And yeah, for you to go that far, knowing that the subject of interest is not interested, I don't think it speaks so well of you. I also wish that there will be extra measures for people who do things which are not in line with their profession. There should be a measure of punishment to reduce some of these excesses. If she doesn't want it. Are you a relative? Are you her mom? Who are you to her? You know, and who even knows what went behind the scene? You are just exposed to part of the information, and you're out there. Who told you how it went? Why are you? For me, I would say that is a biased thought. Why are you biased? Get the full information and work with it. And if it's not your profession, stick to your own. Face your front. Don't say because you have phone and you have internet to share this, you go about sharing people's personal information. That is not good enough. And that is not professional.
Exactly, because I was thinking probably this should have been solved without involving the public, because there's kind of like a stigma that you've given to her probably.
Sure.
Yeah, that she might not like. I feel like, okay, even if you wanted to help, I don't think the first instance was recording and saying this is, it was a lot for, you know, it was a lot. So my other question is, should online, now for this kind of information, like should online platforms, should they do more to limit this misinformation, you know, especially when these cases are highly sensitive?
Okay, so I remember, was it Twitter that was that had issues with as a result of sharing unverified information, and they were blocked at some point. Yeah, I think there should be sanctions given to platforms that share information so that people would not do otherwise, because we're actually aware that people can do a whole lot out there in disguise for whatever purpose or for whatever sake. I read recently that in the UK there's this red-blue war in London and went across different states in the UK for secondary school, you know. And what is it about? It's about war on the Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter handle. Yeah, it's not physical per se, but it was going crazy, and authorities were drawn to it because why should it be labeled in the negative? And it came from social media handle, and it was brewing for months. You know, I think it started in February, and at some points they had to call parents, school authorities, and maybe senior prefects for this to be toned down because it was going out of place, you know, just from the social media, and it was becoming very real.
Well, social media has that much power. You know, there's no doubt that social media has empowered ordinary people to participate in conversations that were once controlled by institutions. But when public opinion becomes public judgment, important questions about fairness begin to emerge. Next, we discuss one of the most controversial features of internet culture, cancel culture, which is our talking point too. Is it accountability or punishment? Few phrases spark more debates online than cancel culture. Supporters argue that it gives people the power to hold influential figures accountable. Critics argue that it often becomes a form of punishment without room for context, growth, or forgiveness. So where should society draw the line? Now, is cancel culture a legitimate tool for accountability in today's society? Because people are quick to cancel people. I don't know about Nigeria like that, but when you go to advanced countries like, you know, the US, the UK, you know, particularly the US, people just come together and they decide that a celebrity should no longer be a celebrity because, oh, this is something, it's as serious as that. And they come and say, oh, we should cancel him. They start spreading online, don't buy their clothes, don't do anything, don't work with them, if you see their products, don't buy, don't follow them, let's follow them massively. That's the power, because they've concluded that this person is no longer worthy of such, you know, attention, of the status that they have. So is it, would you say, is the legitimate tool for accountability in today's society?
Well, that is fair, because people will be aware that there are sanctions. However, they are also humans, in as much as they were or are celebrities. They should be given a second chance to re-air their own views, you know. We cannot always have it right. And once there's a fall, people should be given a second chance to make proper adjustments or amendments. Yeah, they should be given second chance. And if they see that this trait of not giving or not wanting to take the bull by its horn or doing things otherwise by such celebrity is not obtainable, then they can now go all out. But however, yeah, people should be given second chance. Why not?
Yeah, but you know, I think it's an accountability too, right? because most celebrities, most politicians are forced to, sit up because they know that people are watching. They know that, oh, if we do this is what people are going to say about this. This is what people. So they're forced to kind of like live up to that standard. Yeah, to that standard. So I think it's actually also a form of accountability. But would you say there are often people that do not deserve the second chance that you've talked about?
Oh, well. Yeah, humans, I'll still repeat, there should always be a room for a fall, and once people fall, give them that chance to rise again. There's no perfect human, and there are no written rules around perfection. Once somebody is going away from standards or norm, you call the person back. That individual's inability to retrace his step or her step, then there should be sanctions for it. It should not be completely off. We are also aware that at times what we call or consider power or authority, it dey enter head, it dey enter eye, allow me to use such phrase. Yeah, so once you find yourself in such position and you have gone off point or you have strayed away from expectation, should be given another chance. You should not, they should not be quick. Yeah, because people will begin to feel that I shouldn't be out there, because if I go off or if I go astray, this would be it. However, we should also know that if you're a person of authority, you're probably a politician, you're a senior professional, you should have gone through certain test or trial that spells you or say that you're worthy of this. So you should have gone through a proper track record of brazing and brushing or tuning and fine-tuning yourself and your personality out there to avoid so much funny stories about you.
Okay. So there's a question that I've always, wanted to get answers to, because there are people that become celebrities not because they actually set out to, become a celebrity, but maybe they were like very good in their fields and it now became very known, to the public. And now people feel like they need to have a say in their life. So because you're a public figure, if you post something on your page that I don't like, I have the authority to come to your page and say, I don't like what you're posting. I don't, care about who you are. Do you feel like because you are known to the public, you are supposed to, care or live according to what is expected of you?
Well, not absolutely, but sure, there are social standards. You have to care anyway, but you have to also be yourself. There should be room to express however you want to feel, regardless of. But there are still standards of how it should go, You cannot completely waive off what is expected of you in the society.
Yeah, because I also think the way you start off as a celebrity is the way people are going to perceive you. If you start off high and you're making people feel like you're this kind of person, that's the kind of standards they're going to hold you to. But I always give examples of celebrities like Simi, the singer. I like the way she presented herself to the public when she started, like a normal person that just happened to love music, right? You wouldn't necessarily see her with gatherings of celebrities, yes, and the high-ups. She has her friends that are not particularly celebrities. And so I think that's a good example of a balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you're saying that, oh, I want to act like a celeb, yeah, I have a lot of money, I can't be found in this kind of place. When they find you,
eventually.
when they find that you're your fake quote unquote.
They will drag
they
you.
Will, they will. But let's go from behavioral point of view or the psychology point of view. Do you think what people put out there is as a result of who they are? Because you see most people that post hate speeches on people's pages, like every time. Sometimes you're like, where is this anger coming from? What did this person do to warrant this? So people go as long as writing like 2 or 3 long paragraphs, you know, and they're insulting and putting down a person, and you're just like, is it that deep? You know, so.
Sure, you what you say, to the best of my knowledge, it comes from your thought, it comes from the internal, and you bring it out. Most times, once you don't feel too good, what comes out of you is also not that pleasant. What's happened? if you know that amount of English, go and get an A in WAEC now. Use it out there. Don't use it for on other people, so that they don't get depression, they don't fall into isolation, they don't get withdrawal syndrome from issues on social media. You know, no, keep it to yourself. Don't go there and express how good you're with English language on somebody else's page. No, not important, especially if it is in the negative. If you don't have something good to say, close your mouth. It is not always necessary.
Yeah.
Except otherwise.
So I don't know if you follow Solomon Buchi. You know what he does is he calls out. He sees brings videos, and then he dissects them and says if it's right or if it's wrong. Do you think that you are allowed to do that if that's your line of context? Are there people that can be allowed to talk about people's behavior and
Okay, so basically there should be a right to free hearing, free conversation, for people to air their own views, but they should also do it with proper ethical considerations, with also proper choice of words that would not sound dehumanizing, will not demean people, will not push them back to where they struggle to pull themselves out from. You shouldn't. They should do it with extra wisdom. They should do it like they are also assessing themselves or talking to themselves. If you are aware that such type of words will be too heavy for yourself, you should weigh it before using it on another person, especially if it is not that deep, if it's not a personal thing. You don't have to, you don't have to. It is not always necessary. If you're doing it from the professional point of view for people to come and learn, it's okay. If you don't criticize, how would one learn? But you should also be smart about doing it. It's only when I'm able to address, you can do better, this is not too good, you can go far, you can improve on this. I think you always talk to this, such type of words to help people to be better should be fair enough. However, you see all sort of demeaning words to drag people down. It shouldn't be out there. It shouldn't be.
Okay. This cancel culture thing where people just come out and, castigate the person. When this celebrity that recently, lost his life, that recently died, when the whole news come out, people had to go back to be fair to this, because before he left social media, there were like a lot of negative talks about him that, made him to leave. People that didn't have the facts of what happened, they were just on blogs, and they were, calling him all sorts. which many people have said made him to, leave. He was a very social person, and then he had to leave social media. So do you think people can recover their reputation after being cancelled online? Because this is one of the examples that unfortunately we didn't get to see how that panned out, because now he didn't come back till he actually died.
Okay, so first of all, you have refused to mention the name of the celebrity. Is it for professionalism, or you just want to be quiet about this person you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. However, yeah, people can recover, but it might not be that absolute, because it's already out there, and what goes out in the negative usually stays longer than positive output. People can recover, but it takes a while. It takes a while, and for such a person, the person really needs to be intentional. Of course, you also need to build your own special buffer around you. That is social media. It shouldn't get to me. It doesn't concern me. However, we absorb information differently at different times. You don't know what people are going through or what they're actually faced with, and you cannot go out there and be throwing bullshit, and you don't know to what extent that it might get to them. And you also don't know to what extent they can actually get support to help them to pull through. So for an individual who is not fortunate to have that personal buffer around words, it will continue to hit that person, and eventually the person might run into depression, into isolation, low self-esteem, probably even have certain suicidal thoughts, and of course leave social media completely for them.
Yeah. So do you also think that this can push, a person into addiction, into vices like that?
Yeah. To a large extent, most mental health challenges are comorbid in nature. They usually don't stand alone. They are surrounded by other related factors, one factor leading to the other, and it continues to spill or give birth to other mental health challenges. Of course, if you don't feel good, you look for a way to feel good. An average human being tends to look for comfort, for succor, for help, for positivity, where we can hide our negative emotions or negative thoughts. Why not? If they feel or they sense that something sends pleasant signals, that is where they will hide themselves. That is where they will stay. That is where they will decide to pitch their tent, because that is their new home. That is their new comfort zone. That is their new buffer. That is their new pillow. So why not? All forms of addiction, and talking about addiction, it might not just be around substance use. It can also be around social media. It can be the list of addiction that might result from that stand around where people don't feel good is a whole lot. So people just look for whatever gives them comfort, and they pitch their tents there.
Oh, it's actually, what you said just makes me understand how strong people that are able to take these things and still continue with their life normally are, because I can't imagine what they go through. Somebody like, what's her name, Vicky James, she has had to go through a lot of online backlash for the littlest of things. People just feel like I should be able to tell you who to be with, how your family should be, and I think that, because just like you said, that's her buffer has come from a lot of support. She seems like someone that has a lot of people around her that really loves her, and so she could really care less about what other people online would say about her. So, Mike, Now, we've seen in today's society that people are mostly afraid of social media than actual legal consequences. Because you see somebody online creating a kind of image for someone, and that person is doing something criminal, something that could get him or her caught, in the background. And that's not his or her, concern at all. He's not saying, what if the police catches me? But he's more interested in how social media sees me. So I want you to talk more about that. Are people more afraid of online backlash than actual legal consequences?
Sure. The consequences are instant. You go out, you say what you're not supposed to say. People drag you, they'll pull you from that chair, the table will shake, they'll cut onions on your behalf and you cry alone, Yes, the repercussion, from doing all sorts on social media is actually instant. You'll be surprised, even places that you have never dreamt of, where your information will get to. You'll be wondering how do they have all of this information about such an individual. Yes, it's actually always instant. Before the court decides that they are going to take necessary considerations about such issues, it has actually been done online, It has been addressed and done online by people who are not professionals.
Yeah, people get to have the final say on people's life. We see that a lot. Like, I think it happens every day, and I think that's what's enabling people to always come online and say, oh, this is what happens. Oh, this is the receipts. People are posting receipts, and your life is becoming an actual entertainment. But we can say no matter how strong social media is, it can never take the place of the proper, legal due process, because no matter what people say about you, yes, it's going to have an emotional toll on you and you're going to feel bad, but we can't say it's bigger or greater than actual legal consequences. Or do you disagree?
No, I do. I actually agree. I don't disagree. I agree with you.
Okay. So while social media has amplified voices that once went unheard, it has also created an environment where mistakes can become permanent digital records. Finding a balance between accountability and compassion remains one of the biggest challenges of the internet age. So we're going to, go to our third segment, the human cost of online judgments. Behind every viral story is a real person, whether guilty or innocent. Individuals often face emotional, social, and professional consequences long before investigations are completed. So how do online judgments affect people, and what responsibility do we all share when participating in these conversations? I mean, can you tell us some of the impacts that this online accusation can have on an individual's, mental health and, overall well-being?
Okay, yeah. A huge chunk would report that at that point, they had evident sign of low self-esteem. Some ran or displayed high sense of depression. A huge chunk would say they decided to probably change career. Some decided to maybe move on with life or leave that environment. And for others, they ran into their shell and ran away from social media. The list continues, but I'll just share this few with you, and for certain individuals, it could be short-lived. For certain other people, it could be lifelong type of hits, making them not to feel that they have a voice, they can talk again, especially for those that it took a while to be able to air their views out, and at that point where they were trying to gain voice, they were smashed or they were told to shut up. Yeah. So it's actually a big deal for individuals' mental health, for self-esteem, for mental health in general.
Yeah. It's a lot, to be honest. I've seen people that had to leave a certain profession because they were talked about. They had to hide. They had to delete all social media, all the social media platforms that they were on. You just sit down and you say, "Oh, I've not been seeing this celebrity since," and you
stop practicing, stop being relevant, which shouldn't be just because of a particular voice.
It's actually a lot. It's actually a lot, and I don't think people understand the impacts that what they say have on people.
They are not professionals. They don't really mind. Are they your family members? They also want to get their own likes. They want to be heard from whatever you're going through. They don't actually even mind the outcome. Whatever happens to you, so be it, They want to get their extra coins, their extra cash, their extra fame, for somebody's, for whatever negative that is happening in another person's life. They actually don't mind. People are not that emotionally sensitive as it used to be in time past. The idea around empathy is no longer there the way it used to be. And that is why you get to see that sensitive issues happening and people would bring out their camera, like you said earlier, and they want to capture it in the moment, and you now hear, yes, this might be true, but who is this cameraman or who is this camera woman taking her time or taking his time to bring out phone, to press record button and record without paying attention or without helping, without seeing how you can help the situation. This is bad. This is really selfish to humanity. We have gotten that far of people not minding.
To you
is failing to protect Christian.
And from Nigeria, we go to Kenya, where President William.
It was powerful all over the world.
Local and international news every hour, every day.
And the deal was struck.
Here on LN 24/7.
The eyes have it.
Let's look at the key drivers.
LN 24/7. Where the story goes, we go. Ellen 24/7 is first of all a news station.
Well, we'll continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
In the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
This is the Otedola Bridge, the famous Otedola Bridge.
We are not here to beg, but we are here to fight for our rights.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia.
Under heavy security here in Lagos, Nigeria.
We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
They told us that they are going to be here from 7 a.m. and they've been here since morning.
Ellen 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Your brand deserves to be seen. On Helen 24/7, we put your business in front of a global audience, anytime, anywhere. From product highlights to full brand features, we help you connect with customers who matter, grow your reach, and boost your visibility. Reach millions across TV, digital, and social media platforms. For more information, you can send us an email or contact us via the numbers on your screen. Partner with Helen 24/7 today, where your brand meets opportunity.
Nutritional health benefits of watermelon. Watermelon provides various health benefits, including hydration and essential nutrients, along with cantaloupe, honeydew, and cucumber. Watermelon is grouped into 5 common types, such as seeded, seedless, mini, yellow, and orange. The water content of watermelon can help a person stay hydrated. Watermelon contains about 90% of water, which makes it useful for staying hydrated in the summer. It can also satisfy a sweet tooth with its natural sugars. Watermelon also contains antioxidants, and these substances can help remove molecules known as free radicals or reactive species from the body. If too many free radicals stay in the body, oxidative stress can occur. This can result in cell damage and may lead to a range of diseases such as cancer and heart disease. Here are some of the ways antioxidants and other nutrients in watermelon may help protect the health. Asthma prevention. Some experts believe that the free radicals contribute to the development of asthma. The presence of certain antioxidants in the lungs, including vitamin C, may reduce the risk of having asthma. Studies have also confirmed that taking vitamin C supplements can help prevent asthma. But a diet that is rich in vitamin C may offer some protection. A cup of watermelon weighing about 154 grams provides 12.5 milligrams of vitamin C, or between 14% and 16% of a person's daily needs. Blood pressure. Researchers found that watermelon extracts reduce blood pressure in and around the ankles of middle-aged people with obesity and early hypertension, digestion, and regularity. Watermelon has high water content and also provides some fiber. These nutrients help promote a healthy gut by preventing constipation and promoting regularity of bowel movements. Hydration. Watermelon is around 90% water and also provides electrolytes, such as potassium. This makes it a healthful choice for snack during this hot summer month. Watermelon can be taken fresh as juice or frozen in slices for a tasty cold snack. Muscle soreness. Watermelon juice may reduce muscle soreness and improve recovery time following exercise in athletics. Metabolic syndrome. In 2019, researchers published findings indicating that watermelon may improve features of metabolic syndrome, including obesity and cardiovascular measures. In a study, 33 people with overweight or obesity consumed either 2 cups of watermelon or low-fat cookies each day for 4 weeks. The people who ate watermelon reported feeling less hungry and more satisfied for longer than those who ate the cookies. In addition, watermelon is great for the skin. The water and vitamins A, B6, and C in watermelon helps the skin stay soft, smooth, and supple, expert says. Vitamin C boosts collagen production, which improves skin elasticity and blood flow to the skin, while vitamin A helps repair the skin cells, preventing dry, flaky skin. Also, vitamin B6 helps with skin breakouts. Nutritionist says watermelon is low in calories and sugar and chock full of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, making it a great addition to a healthy diet. Plus, it's fun to eat.
Stay up to date with LN 24/7. LN 24/7. With news, politics, business, sports, and more on LN 24/7. Where the story goes, we go.
At LN 24/7, we bring the news closer to you.
Is failing to protect Christian.
And from Nigeria, we go to Kenya, where President William Ruto.
It was powerful all over the world.
Local and international news every hour, every day.
And the deal was struck.
Here on LN 24/7.
The eyes have it.
Let's look at the key drivers.
LN 24/7, where the story goes, we go.
There are several AI platforms, but I want to tell you one that will really help you immensely. It's called Praxium. Praxium. I'm amazed at its answers. I've been testing it out for some time now, and it's really amazing. I put a test to them, and I was amazed at Praxium's accuracy, sincerity, and quality of information. Praxium, very smart.
From Lagos to Lome, Port Harcourt to Accra, LN 24/7 delivers your brand across borders, TV, satellite, and online. We are where your customers are.
For them to, be seen or heard, they have to do something crazy.
Africa is watching, let them watch you. LN 24/7, where the story goes, we go.
Ellen 24/7. We bring the news closer to you.
Is failing to protect Christian.
And from Nigeria, we go to Kenya, where President William Ruto.
It was powerful all over the world.
Local and international news every hour, every day.
And the deal was struck.
Here on LN 24/7.
The eyes have it.
Let's look at the key drivers.
Ellen 24/7. Where the story goes, we go.
Ellen 24/7 is first of all a news station.
Well, we'll continue with updates from the just concluded governorship
in the southeast has raised questions if INEC will be able to conduct elections.
With a core team of over 40 correspondents spread across Nigeria.
This is the Otedola Bridge, the famous Otedola Bridge.
We are not here to beg, but we are here to fight for our rights.
And affiliates in Africa, Europe, America, and Asia.
Under heavy security here in Lagos, Nigeria.
We give you news as it breaks from the perspective you can trust.
They told us that they are going to be here from 7 a.m. and they've been here since morning.
Ellen 24/7 News, where the story goes, we go.
Your brand deserves to be seen. On Helen 24/7, we put your business in front of a global audience, anytime, anywhere. From product highlights to full brand features, we help you connect with customers who matter, grow your reach, and boost your visibility. Reach millions across TV, digital, and social media platforms. For more information, you can send us an email or contact us via the numbers on your screen. Partner with Helen 24/7 today, where your brand meets opportunity.